introduce you. I think my mic dropped for a moment, but I'd like to introduce you to my colleague Prem Sourek, who's going to be here with us today.
Hello, good
Um,
afternoon.
Hi, Prem. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
Before I pass the mic over to you for your discussion, I'd like to just remind everyone that a bit differently than we've done in the past, you can just put your comments or questions into the YouTube chat. We'll be monitoring those and we'll try to answer those during the session. But we'll also have a few minutes at the end of towards the end of the session to handle any other questions you might have. Without further ado, Prem, I'll let you get started.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. And thank you, Kazimi, for the nice introduction. And thank you for having me. Today, we're going to be talking about the art of viewing. You might be wondering what it is, but we're going to find out in a minute. When we talk about language skills, and this is what we'll be talking about today, we generally know a certain number of language skills. How many language skills do you know? If you can write the number in the chat as an answer, how many language skills do you know? Just pop it in the chat. Let's see if we're getting any answers. A number, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I see some numbers. I see 4. I see 5. Thank you very much. 4 and 5. 5 is viewing. Thank you, Daniela. Okay, generally, when we talk about language skills, we talk about 4 skills. We talk about 2 productive skills when students produce, speaking and writing, and 2 receptive skills, listening and reading. However, there are 2 more skills. What other 2 skills do you know? If you have an idea, you can write the word. We have seen viewing already. If you have an idea of what the 2 skills could be, or one of them if you know. I see interacting, viewing, interaction. Okay. Interesting. Great. Thank you. Some people add grammar or grammaring as a skill and vocabulary. However, I would ask, are these actually skills? These are not really, in my opinion, skills, because together with pronunciation, with phonology, these are more language systems. They are knowledge about language. They are essential building blocks that enable learners to be able to use the 4 traditional skills effectively. So we have 2 different skills. And some of you have said interaction, viewing, communication skills. Yes, these are all valid, but there are 2 new skills that have emerged recently, and these are viewing, we'll be talking about today mainly, as a receptive skill, and visually representing as a productive skills. These 2 skills are gaining prominence in language teaching. Many language learners and teachers don't know about them yet, and we're going to find out what they are. They are related to digital literacy mainly. And according to the Singapore Ministry of Education, they are to be derived from children's intuitive understanding arising from their natural interactions with digital text. The skills utilize but are additional to listening, speaking, reading, and writing. and they involve frequent use of visuals, dynamic information, and interaction through digital text. Today we'll be focusing on viewing. What is it? The Canadian Common Curriculum Framework defines viewing as an active, this is a key word, active process of attending and comprehending visual media, such as television, advertising images, films, diagrams, symbols, photographs, videos, drama, drawings, sculpture, and paintings. So viewing is about reading, analyzing, evaluating, and appreciating visual texts. Today we'll be talking about video, but remember, it's not only about video, it's about all these formats of digital texts. Viewing is an essential skill in today's world. Visual media is everywhere. Learners need to be able to analyze and interpret visual information effectively. But what do active viewers do? That is a very important question, because viewing is a complex cognitive process that involves multiple stages, including attention, perception, interpretation, and memory. According to the cognitive theory of multimedia learning, visual information is processed more efficiently than text-based information. This means that learners are more likely to retain, to keep, to remember information that is presented visually rather than through text alone. Our students need to be active viewers to benefit all this. So what do active viewers do? According again to the Canadian Common Curriculum Framework, as mentioned in Kieran Donaghy's One Stop English article, active and effective viewers would ask themselves a series of questions, such as, what is the text representing? How is the text constructed? What assumptions and interests, beliefs, biases, and values are portrayed by the text? What is the purpose of the text? Who is the text directed to? Who does the text exclude? What is the audience of the text? And then more personal questions. What is my reaction to the text? Or what causes this reaction? What personal connections and associations can I make with this text? Students and teachers need to understand that viewing, let's talk about the English language classroom, and not only this one, but that's why we're here. It is a process and has several stages, similar to reading and listening as receptive skills, because viewing is a receptive skill. Successful and active viewers would follow the sequence of these steps. We have a previewing stage, during viewing, and after viewing. Previewing. What is previewing? During the previewing stage, teachers, we can prepare learners. We have to prepare learners by introducing, for example, vocabulary related to the text, related to the topic, and provide contextual information. This stage helps learners activate their prior knowledge, which we call schemata, and build a framework for understanding the visual information they will encounter. Students anticipate and predict what they're going to see. So, for example, when we show a video, which today we'll talk about, we can show screenshots, we can show snaps, we can show posters about the film, or if we are using an advertisement, we can show just parts of it to gain the students' interest. Students anticipate and predict what they're going to see based on these little snapshots. They can speculate and ask questions about the medium they're going to view. This stage also defines the purpose for viewing. So learners are focused and have a clear task. Like with any other activity we do in the lessons, there should be a clear task for our learners. They should know, why am I doing it? For example, why am I watching this video, or why am I viewing this? Why am I listening to this text? Why am I reading this text? This is what they need to get. Then comes the during viewing. During the viewing stage, learners should be encouraged to actively engage with the visual information presented. We know it's an active skill. This can be done by asking questions or setting specific tasks related to the content. For example, teachers can set the task in the previewing stage. And like they would do for a listening task, the students confirm their predictions and check their understanding while viewing. The students can then make the connections related to the schemata they've activated, their prior knowledge. They can ask further questions. They confirm their predictions from the previewing stage. Another example could be to identify key details and then summarize them, interpret them. The students could watch the video to identify new vocabulary, understand a specific context, or answer comprehension questions, as we've said. Teachers can also encourage learners in the previewing stage to take notes. They may have and ask questions, ask further questions they may have while viewing. And remember, this is not only about video, it's related to all the other digital texts. Then comes the after viewing stage, or responding. In the after viewing stage, learners engage in follow-up activities such as discussion, reflection, and analysis. Teachers can encourage learners to share their thoughts and ideas about the video, for example, they have viewed, they have seen, and compare their interpretations with their peers. Learners can also engage in critical analysis. That's why we have critically analyzing. And they can examine also the use of different visual elements, such as camera angles, if it's video, lighting, color. Learners could be asked to summarize the main points and create their own visual representation of the content. So in the after viewing stage, we're getting into the productive part. And as we have viewing as a receptive skill, then we have visually representing as a productive skill, which is related to it. Like we have reading and writing. We read a text, we write a response. Listening, speaking. We hear something and we respond orally. Viewing, we can view something, we can respond orally, or we can write a text as well, or we can respond visually. We know that viewing is not only about video, I've mentioned it many times, it's about symbols, photographs, drama, art. But I would argue that video is the most popular media format, especially amongst young generations. Think about Instagram. It started as a photo sharing or showcasing platform before it added video features. Think about TikTok. That's all about videos. Think about YouTube. And think about even Facebook for us who are long past the teens. And Facebook video reels that were not there initially. I was on the train to Naples a couple of days ago. It was packed. And there were lots of people standing with their phones, teenagers, even people of my generation. And I was looking what they were doing on the phones. Were they chatting to friends? Were they reading long articles? Were they playing games? Most of them were watching videos. Exactly. So there was a lot of videos, people on Instagram, TikTok, just videos. It was all about consuming video content. Okay, let's have a look. Teachers' questions. What do I mean by that? Before I, as a teacher, use a video with my students in the classroom, be it an individual learner, be it a face-to-face class, online with a group of students, and I want to use a video, maybe the video comes with a course book, or I have seen a nice video on the internet, or somebody recommended a video to me. I ask myself a series of questions before I use it with my learners. Do you also ask yourself some questions before you use video with your learners? What questions do you ask yourself before you use a video file with your learners? If you do ask yourself some questions, can you please pop them into the chat so we can see what you are thinking about when you want to use video in the classroom? Let's see if we have some questions coming up in the chat. Somebody's saying relevancy. We ask ourselves if the video is relevant, interesting content, if it's understandable for them, the language level. Exotic places. That's an interesting one. If you could expand on it, maybe you want to show your students videos containing exotic places to bring a bit of a culture into the classroom. Yeah, language difficulty again. Why do I want my students to see it? That's a very interesting question. Exactly. Is it captivating, thought-provoking? Wow, really, really good questions. Yeah. I can skip my next slide because you have put it all in the chat already. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, culture differences or expansions. So we show videos of faraway places that our students might not visit, or we want to share how things are done in other parts of the world. Thank you very much. Is the video useful and engaging? Exactly. These are all very, very, very good and relevant questions. And I have some of them here. So the questions I asked myself, I would say there are two main questions. Question number one is why? The purpose. What's the purpose? Why do I want my students to see this particular video? And the second one is what? What is the content? So when I talk about why, topic and culture, exactly as you have said. Videos can bring a cultural element into the classroom and can aid to building a background of knowledge on a topic. It also exposes students to unfamiliar accents and pronunciation, especially if the video has characters speaking, if it's an English spoken video. Most importantly, video activates two channels for learning. We have a combination of listening, because we have the audio track, and viewing, where we have the visual. So when students watch a video, they hear the sound, they see the images, they put it all together. The images aid understanding. They might have some unfamiliar words that they see in the video. It's more captivating, they understand it. It presents contextual dialogues and helps contextualize new language as well. Videos can inspire students to express their opinions about the topics or themes that are relevant to them, and it can lead to a great classroom discussion. Videos can inspire students to express their opinions. Last but not least, as we've said, videos have linguistic value. Even videos without words, just when we see a video where nobody speaks, there is still a lot of linguistic value. We can extract the vocabulary, and if we have people speaking, we can extract the grammar, pronunciation, all these things. And as we've said before, visual information is processed more efficiently than text-based information. So if, for example, we present vocabulary through video, through visual text, students will remember it better rather than if we just explain it or if it's in a text. The second question is what, and you've also put many questions in the chat before that you ask yourself. The thing is here, is the video that I've chosen relevant? We should be mindful of the videos we use. Firstly, they should be relevant to our learners' needs and interests. And videos should also be engaging and thought-provoking, which was a very nice word somebody's put in the chat before. Videos should also be culturally sensitive and age-appropriate. We need to consider the linguistic complexity. As some of you said, is the language too difficult? Is it appropriate to my learner's age, the culture, the language level? Is it accessible to learners, to my learners? Where do I find such videos? What is the source from the video? Is it easy to get? We have YouTube, we have Vimeo. We have to be able to search and not to get lost. We have to have the time for it. If we decide, okay, I want to spruce up my lesson with video, I have to go online, I have to search, or I might be lucky that a video comes with my course book and it makes my life easier. The other thing I have to ask is about the length, exactly as one of you said. How long should these videos be? There has been a study showing that engagement drops off dramatically after 6 minutes. So short videos are essential. Just think about the Instagram videos, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, a new section of YouTube videos, TikTok. These videos are all seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute. Videos should be also of acceptable audio and video quality. And if we're lucky, they would also come with some teacher support, maybe ready-made activities and suggestions for activities. So we don't have to spend a day thinking about how to turn a great video that maybe somebody has shared in a Facebook group. Somebody says, "Oh, I found a great video. I would like to use it with my learners." You think, yes, there is lots of language. There is lots of vocabulary. But then you have to think, how do I actually use it? How do I design the activities? What do I do with it? And this could be a task for hours. So if we're lucky, such a good video would come with good teacher support. Okay, so this was theory about viewing and using videos in the classroom. Now, let's put it in practice. Let's put it into practice. We have a great new course book, Gateway to Success towards B2. And we're going to do a series of viewing activities using a video or two, following the framework of previewing, viewing, during viewing, and after viewing stages. And the videos we're going to watch come with this new course book, Gateway to Success towards B2, by David Spencer. Are you ready? You can see that this course book comes with more than 100 videos, and the videos are short, captivating, relevant, of the proper level, and they also come with teacher support. So we don't have to think for hours of how can I use this video in my classroom, how can I exploit it, how can I make sure that a great video also becomes great educational material and I can have great activities in the classroom. Let's look at one. Have a look at the picture. And we see the previewing stage. Obviously, when doing this with my students, I wouldn't be telling them that this is a previewing, during viewing, after viewing. I have put these at the top there just to illustrate to you as teachers what the stages could be and what the activities could be. We have a picture. It's just taken from the course book. And we have some questions. I'll show you the questions in a second. Read the questions and write an answer to any of these questions into the chat. And you are basing the answers to these questions just on the short picture, on the small picture that you can see. So think about the title. Think, what could the video be about? Who are the people there? And what would you like to find out from the video? So please pop your questions or your answers to these questions into the chat if you can. Let's see if we get any answers. Look at the title there. Welcome to the digital filmmaking program. Who do you think are the people? The video we're going to view, what do you think it could be about? Teenager different attitude. So the video could be about, different attitudes of teenagers. It could be about influencers. Okay. So the people in the video could be influencers. Any other answers? Any other ideas you've got that would answer the question? What about the title? Look at the title. Welcome to the digital filmmaking program. It could be about new trends. Exactly. Maybe how to make videos, which is very trendy now. We see the emojis there. How teenagers make videos. This is what it could be about. So students would learn something from the video. Many of our students, our teenage students, they want to become an influencer. What is your dream job? I want to be an influencer. Making videos on holiday, it could be about it. New software, vlogs, funny evening. Yes, we look at the hairstyle of the young gentleman. This is what it might be about screenplay process, maybe writing a screenplay. Exactly. So now we have activated our schemata, background knowledge, just looking at the pictures, looking at the title, what we know about the world that is happening in the world. And now we're going to go to view the video. Somebody's saying it could be about school program for students who have to engage in filmmaking. The people are 2 students from a school. So we have the answer of who are the people. Okay. Well, let's find out. So for your viewing, for our viewing, during viewing stage, we're going to watch part of the video and you're going to find out the answers to these questions. So here it is. Watch carefully, listen carefully.
Hi, everyone. I'm your professor, Ellen. Welcome to the Davis University Digital Filmmaking Program. This is a safe and reliable media platform where you can share content and submit the weekly assignments here. Just remember, we're all learning together, and some of us are more sensitive or shy. So please support each other and give positive feedback. Thanks, and see you next week.
So what have we found out? Normally, if the video is longer, I would ask my students to take notes or I could ask you to write down in the chat, but this was a short part of the video, just a taster. What did we find out? We found out that it's a digital program, university. Who are the people? We found out that is this lady a participant on the course? Not really. She is the teacher. The young gentleman on the right, we don't really know much about, but we saw some other people there, which we could assume are the course participants. Now, have you got any further questions? You have seen part of the video. So as students, we want to engage, we want to analyze. So I have seen something and I still have more questions. Ideally, I would have more questions than before because it stimulates my curiosity and I want to know more and more and more and more. That then I can go on to research and study. Somebody's saying flipped classroom environment, blogs, peer tutoring. Let's move on. We're going to watch another part of this video and we go back to previewing. We have seen one. We're going to watch another one. It's the same video, but it's follow-up. This one will focus on vocabulary. We're going to meet the 3 students on the course. And this video comes in the course book where students have practiced, have been introduced to adjectives of personality. And in the course book, this is where the video comes in. We're going to meet these 3 participants on the course. They'll each tell us where they are working at the moment or where they would like to work. And now, just looking at the photos, what's in the photos, what's behind the people, where do you think these people want to work? We have Xavi, Ruby, and Thomas. Write in the chat, where do you think the people are working or would like to work, just based on the pictures? Again, we're activating. What do we know about the world? I think where Xavi is working or would like to work, it's quite clear from the picture next to him. Ruby in the middle might be more challenging. And Thomas, chemistry, okay. It's very challenging. Barber, hairstylist, yeah. Thomas, chemistry, I like that. What about Ruby? What do you think? Have a look where she is. What do you think is the workplace? Where does she want to work, or where does she already work? Ruby in a library. Okay. Well, I will tell you this time that Xavi obviously wants to work or works at a hair salon. Ruby at her local bookstore. Could be a library as well. And Thomas, it's nothing to do with chemistry, even though there might be a bit of chemistry involved because he works or would like to work at his family pub. We know that cooking is a little bit like chemistry. We have the formulas, we have our recipes that we need to mix to make delicious dishes or maybe brew beer. We don't know. Now, what qualities does someone working at a hair salon need? What personality type is a good fit for the job? Should it be someone talkative? What other adjectives or qualities for someone working at a hair salon can you think of? Write them in the chat. What do you think a person working at a hair salon should be like? They should be talkative. What other skills should they have? Reliable, creative. So see, we're now activating the adjectives of personality that we have studied. We're putting them in context. Patient. Okay. Well, none of them wants to be a teacher. Patient will be word number one, I'm sure, because we all know it. Easygoing, patient. Okay. We have Ruby at the bookstore. Maybe should she be well organized? Thomas at the family pub. What do you think? Working at the pub. Creative, have empathy. Maybe for all these jobs. Any other ideas specifically relating to the bookstore and the pub jobs? Outgoing, talkative, convincing. I like that. Who should be convincing? A hairdresser or someone working at the bookstore trying to sell you their books? Friendly, cheerful. Okay, we have lots of these ideas. Obviously, with students, we would group it. Hair salon, bookstore, family pub. Depends on the job in the pub. We don't know what is. Maybe he might be the chef. He might be serving. He might be a bartender. Welcoming. Excellent. We have loads of adjectives of personality now. Huh? So we're going to watch the video, the second part of the video that we've seen. And I would like you to pay attention. And this time you can write the answers in the chat while viewing, so during viewing. Write down the adjectives these three students used to describe themselves in relation to the jobs they are doing or they want to do. So we're talking about adjectives of personality, personal character traits. Okay, ready? So you can write them in the chat while viewing. Here we go.
Hi guys, this is Shavi from Mumbai, India. I can't wait to meet you all and learn how to make lively special effects, like this. Okay, well, I must practice more, but I am optimistic that I can do better. My mother says that I must pay for the filmmaking program myself. So tomorrow, I have an interview at a hair salon. It's the perfect after-school job for me because it requires someone who's cheerful, outgoing, but most of all, talkative, like me. To prepare for the interview, I'm doing some research on what makes a good-looking haircut. For example, dark hair looks quite attractive on people with light-colored eyes. See? For people with a fair complexion, lighter hair can look really pretty, like this blonde wavy hairstyle of a famously gorgeous actress. What do you think? Do I make a beautiful Marilyn Monroe? With love from India.
Hi, from Chicago, Illinois, USA. Shabby, you're so clever to research the industry before an interview. It shows that you're serious and hardworking. And just from your video, I can see that you're quite likable and sociable. I have an after-school job too, at my local bookstore. My job requires me to be well organized and tidy, patient with clients, and strong because I have to carry lots of books. Before I go, I want to ask your advice. As you can see, I have long, straight hair, which is so boring. So I want an artistic hairstyle, maybe something short and spiky, with crazy colors, like this. No, I don't want to be bald. Like this. No, wait, like this. Clearly, I need to practice too.
Thomas here from Birmingham. Do you like my hair? Too plain? Much better. I work at my family's pub where my stepfather makes the best shepherd's pie in England. Thanks to his pie, we have loyal customers. They're often quite generous with tips. I'm taking filmmaking classes because I'm determined to make a video channel for my family's pub. Plus, I like to be bossy, which is perfect for a director. Until next time.
Okay. I have seen in the chat some responses. Optimistic, cheerful, outgoing for Xavi. Ruby at the bookstore. We could say that she is or needs to be well organized, tidy, patient, and strong because she has to carry boxes with books. And Thomas at the family pub, he describes himself as determined and bossy. We could argue that there are more adjectives that we have heard, but these, I would say, are the ones related to the jobs. Are these personality traits necessary to do the jobs? This would be my question to ask the students after viewing. What do you think? Students would work in groups and actually decide. Is it important to be strong when you work at the bookstore? Should you be required to carry heavy books, heavy boxes of books? Would you add some more adjectives? So here we have an after viewing task where students reflect on what they have seen, they analyze it, they use their knowledge of the world, and then they share creatively in a way. However, during the viewing stage, the students can, during the after viewing stage, the students can not only comment and evaluate, they can also research and go a bit deeper. And this is where the course book introduces the very interesting topic of the Sustainable Development Goals. Namely, following this video, we look at Goal 4, Quality Education, Target 4, which says that by 2030, we have to substantially increase the number of youth and adults who have relevant skills, including technical and vocational skills for employment, decent jobs, and entrepreneurships. So here the course book presents an idea for an analytical and research task after viewing. The students go and research what skills are actually necessary for employment today. And we have an idea in the course book. Go online, find out the skills that are needed. Students can go through job listing sites, articles, and find out. They can look at hard skills, the concrete measurable skills that are specific to a job, and learn through qualification, through experience, and soft skills called people skills, the character traits that we have seen now in the video, or the interpersonal skills that characterize relationships we have with other people. Students can work in small groups, brainstorm ideas, research the skills that are relevant in today's world of work, and report their conclusions. Now, I would say that this is more relevant than ever because we are in the middle of the boom of ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence tools that we can already see dozens of articles on the internet that are listing jobs that will become obsolete, not in 10 years, but probably next year, next month, tomorrow, we don't know, and they will be replaced by artificial intelligence. So I think this is a very current topic for our students, for our teenagers, because after this research, they could then reflect on their own skills and think, okay, what do I need to improve? What do I need to work on? If I read online that certain skills will not be needed anymore in the workplace, and some other skills will be needed, because these jobs will be all done by artificial intelligence. They might need to reflect and think, okay, I need to focus more on these skills. I need to develop in this path in order to succeed, not in the world of work of tomorrow, but I would say in the world of work in 5 minutes. We are living it now. We have the hard skills, we have the soft skills, so this is something really, really, really important. And another idea for after viewing, a creative task. For example, the two obvious tasks in response to this video, in my opinion, would be a digital infographic or poster. For example, students research the skills needed, and then through visually representing, they design their own poster. It could be online, it could be using Canva, it could be using different platforms. It could be just an old-fashioned poster with an A3, A4 piece of paper and colored pens. Or they could make their own short video, following the example of Xavi and Ruby. Think about what jobs they would like to do in the future, or maybe they already have these jobs, and make a short video listing their character traits, using the adjectives of personality that they have learned, that they have seen in the video, and again, bring it in context, and this way make it memorable for them. Not just seeing adjectives somewhere in a course book and doing gap fill, but actually using these words themselves. Lots of other ideas. I'm sure you could think of some. You have seen in the video that it does not contain only adjectives of personality. And if you want to exploit this very video more, you see that in the course book, before this video is introduced, we also have adjectives or words describing physical appearance. And you saw in the video talking about bald, spiky hair, light-eyed, bright eyes, fair complexion, all these words were there. So if you want to take another approach and not focus on adjectives of personality, you can use the same video to review adjectives of appearance. Now, if your students are up for it, in every unit of this course book, we have another video. We have the blog project video that we have just seen, and we have a life comp video, which is related to life competencies. In this unit, we've got a video. This is the picture. So now, if you're teachers and you want to use this video, obviously you know what the video is about, but now you are the students and you see this picture. What could the previewing task be? What could I ask you, or what could you ask your students to think about to activate the knowledge? What are we going to view? What's going to happen in this video? So if you have some questions about this video, put them into the chat. Look at the title again. Finding yourself through poetry. Look at the girl's expression. We're talking about life competencies. And life competence related to this one, I'll go one slide back, is goal 3, good health and well-being. What do you think this is related to? If you have an idea, write the question in the chat, the previewing question, the question that you would ask your students. Do you enjoy reading poetry? Can it help people in everyday life? Ooh, a very good question. Can it help people in everyday life? How? How is the girl feeling exactly? So we could think, finding yourself through poetry. What's happening? What's happening? What's happened in this in this girl's life so far? Why has she got this expression? How is it related to poetry? Are you satisfied with your appearance? Again, it's a question that many of our teenagers ask themselves every single day. It's about caring for other people. Exactly. Can poetry save our lives? A very, very interesting question. The teacher's book suggests a task, and some of the questions are the ones that you have set. Read out the video title. Ask students what they think it means, like I have asked you. Knowing what you are like, understanding your character and personality, and ask students why poetry might be important in Lucretia's life. So these are all the questions that you have been asking. What is the girl thinking? How is she feeling? Worrying about your appearance. Can poetry save our lives? So this is all that can start us going. Can poetry explore your feelings? A very nice question. Then you can play this video for students to find the answers to these questions. You can play without the sound and just see what they explore when viewing only. We eliminate the listening part of it. We just focus on viewing. The expressions of the people in the video, what's happening, and speculate. So engage them even more. And then you can play it one more time with the audio and see how actually what they have seen is related to what they hear. Then there could be a specific linguistic task. We talked about that during viewing, we can have specific linguistic tasks. And here is a linguistic task that is focusing on detailed understanding for specific information, understanding for detail, listening for detail. You can analyze the phrases, you can think about how relevant these phrases are in the video. And then after viewing, now if you are teachers, and we know that this video is about poetry, and it is about a girl and something that poetry helped her in her life. You haven't seen the video, so you don't know exactly, but now if you put your teacher's hats on, what after viewing task could there be? Remember, after viewing should be something not only we reflect, we analyze what we have seen, but there is a response to it. There could be creative, there could be research. If you have an idea for an after viewing task for this video, write it in the chat. What could be done? And let's see if someone writes the one that I've got prepared. Do you identify with any poem? So students could personalize it. Write your own poem. Yay, bingo. We have the winner. Write a poem about an experience you've been through. We've got another winner. Would you like to write your own poem? Exactly. How amazing a task. Do students write poems? Maybe they do. We don't know it. Could we encourage them? Of course, we could encourage them. Poetry is a very expressive form of art, and visually representing the poem could be visually done in many different ways. But we have a task. It's up to you. Follow these steps. There's some guidance. Choose an emotion you felt recently. So as some of you said, write a poem about an experience you've been through. That's exactly what we've got here. Choose an emotion. What color is it? What does it sound like? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? What does it look like? And then answer the questions, because we can hear in the video, we can hear Lucretia's poems, and we can use them as examples to help our students write their own poems. So thank you very much for these ideas. Write a poem to describe your mood. Write an acrostic poem, each student a line. Ooh, very interesting, very challenging, I would say. So to sum up, to conclude, what have we learned? We've got here that viewing is an active process. It is a receptive skill, but is an active and engaging process. Students have to be engaged and involved in it. It's not passive viewing. It's not only about videos. Today we looked at a video and another video here, the life competences video, but you can use it with any form of art, drama, sculptures, advertisements, any digital text that there are. Remember 3 stages: pre, to activate the knowledge, to make the students interested. Why should I view? During, think, reflect, ask more questions, write down, take notes, and after, respond creatively, do research, personalize it. And in Gateway to Success, we have 2 types of videos that we have seen. We also have flipped grammar videos, but we have looked at the Vlogtrotter series, and we have the LifeCom videos, which are more challenging. And we have seen the one that we didn't watch, but we know about poetry. Okay, thank you very much for listening and participating actively, because it was an active process. Writing answers in the chat, thank you very much. It's been very, very, very useful.
All right, thanks, Prem. That was great. We've got a minute or 2 left, so if you do have any final questions, now's your chance. Otherwise, these slides should be made available after the presentation, so you'll have those as well.
Yeah, you have a lot of references there. Then, if you want to research more about viewing, using videos in the classroom, finding out more about viewing and visual representing, you can click the links if they will be clickable in the slides, or just go and search online.
Okay, so let's see here. Like I said, any final questions? I think there's a lot of comments, but there don't seem to be too many questions at this stage. So I guess I'll just say thank you to everyone, and we'll see you again next week. We've got another session with Jonathan Hadley. But in the meantime, thanks also to Prem. That was fantastic. And I'm sure we've all learned something that we can use in the classroom.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you everyone for writing your answers in the chat.
Fantastic. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Prem.
Bye-bye.
Bye.